watch some wrestling. WWE SummerSlam is heading to Minneapolis for 2 nights in 2026. Mr. Unger, is this something you think is going to continue all the way to SummerSlam?
It appeared. Oh, there you go. Your screen was frozen briefly. So, yes. So, SummerSlam is moving to 2 nights in 2026 when they go to Minneapolis. Okay. Like, they're just trying to make SummerSlam be as big as WrestleMania.
So I think WWE did this as a way to obviously compensate the city of Minneapolis for pretty much screwing them out of WrestleMania 41 and giving it to Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, because I think WWE did promise the city a 2 night event. And listen, we know this year SummerSlam is going to be in our hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. And I think WWE has always tried to make SummerSlam the WrestleMania of summer. And I think you take a look at this current card that we're currently on right now. And in my opinion, there is so much talent right now in that company that we don't even know the direction of guys like Kevin Owens for SummerSlam, a guy like Sami Zayn for SummerSlam, Jay
Probably going to be
Uso.
facing Chad Gable at SummerSlam.
You think that's going to continue all the way to SummerSlam? I don't. Because I think there are about 5 or 6 matches already baked in for SummerSlam, and there may be only room for 1 or 2 more historically. And so I think there's going to be a lot of stars that are not going to be on this card. And so I think it's a good move. I think it's a way that you could space it out over 2 nights, a lot like WrestleMania, get everybody on the card, a way to sell 2 night tickets, get more revenue. And I would not be surprised if this does lead to very, very soon the Royal Rumble also becoming a 2 night event where you have the women's main eventing one night, the men main eventing another night.
So, do you think that WWE is going to start making all of their premium live events 2 nights?
No, I think it would be Mania. I think it would be SummerSlam. I think it would be the Rumble. Survivor Series can stay one night, and the B premium live events for sure will not be 2 nights.
Okay. So, I'm thinking about this from an AEW perspective because we know how Tony Khan likes to book long cards. Hell, Double or Nothing, which, by the way, Double or Nothing blew King and Queen of the Ring out of the water. It wasn't even close. I watched both. I loved Double or Nothing. I would give King and Queen of the Ring a D plus at best. But
I'd give it an A, but we're not debating that.
oh hell no, it was definitely not a day.
Oh,
Give me a damn break.
oh well. You see why we don't talk a lot of wrestling on this show, folks?
But if I'm Tony Khan, I'm I'm gonna take notice of what WWE is doing, and I'm gonna start copying that formula. I'm gonna make Double or Nothing 2 nights. I'm gonna make Revolution 2 nights. All In 2 nights. Then again, I don't know AEW really has any B pay-per-views. I guess World's End and Wrestle Dream would be B pay-per-views for right now, because All Out, Double or Nothing, Revolution, Full Gear, those are your big four. So I would make those 2 nights. If All In continues to be a thing, which it looks like it's going to, I would make that 2 nights. Not Wrestle Dream, not Forbidden Door, and not World's End. But I think AEW and Tony Khan should copy this formula. I really do.
Especially if you're going to add more pay per views and AEW does get the TV rights deal that Tony Khan wants, and you get the streaming deal on Warner Brothers and Max, then
Yeah,
yeah, I agree.
I, I fully believe that, which I've heard mixed things about Warner Brothers and the deal they offered to Tony Khan. But going back to WWE, because that's the main focus, do you think that SummerSlam is going to be 2 nights moving forward, or is this just a one-off?
Now that's a good debate because I've heard rumblings that next year, I don't know if you saw this, it kind of came out late today. The target next year is actually going to be London, England for
For Summers?
SummerSlam 2025.
Okay, because
So
it is interesting. Michael Cole was even, and Corey Graves were talking about this on the broadcast during king and queen of the ring.
Which why I thought there was a chance that they were promoting it for Saudi, like Saudi was gonna get it the way they were talking.
Yeah,
But
because they're like, we know where SummerSlam's going to be in 2024, and we know where it's going to be in 2026, but we don't yet know where it's going to be in 2025. Um,
I
so they
think
were making.
2026 will be the first of two nights. I'll put it that way. I
So
think
you
they will
think it
see
will be
how it
the
goes.
standard moving forward?
No, I think the summertime in Minneapolis will be the first of two nights. I think they're going to see how it goes. Because if you remember when they first announced WrestleMania 37 and they moved, 36 to two nights, 38 was not originally announced as a two-night event until they got the feedback about the two nights when they had fans in the crowd for 37. I think they will wait and see how the fans react and see if it's too much for two nights. But I have a feeling it will be two nights going forward.
I would like that because you get the matches mean more. Like that's why like so many people were invested in the Roman Reigns Cody Rhodes stuff because you had the main event of night 1 lead directly into the main event of night 2.
That, but I also think that if you're going to keep the B premium live events, five or so matches, which to me make them go by so much better, and they're only about 3 hours long, and they're in the middle of the afternoon, and they're in these international cities. It does make the big three or big four, however you want to put it, mean more because they're two nights, that everybody's going to get their best matches. And I think giving SummerSlam a second night will give you even extra fuel to pay off those summer storylines, which sometimes can continue into the next premium live event. I think it would be a lot like WrestleMania, where a lot of the stories end at SummerSlam, and we can build new stories heading from SummerSlam to Mania.
So let me ask you this. Every year for WrestleMania, they make a big deal out of what the stage looks like, for WrestleMania. Do you think that could also become a thing for SummerSlam where they have like this big unveiling for a custom set for the
For a
stage?
two-night event, maybe.
So you don't think like this year at Cleveland Brown
No, this
Stadium?
is going to be a basic set, like they've done for the Rumble and Survivor Series and other big premium live events, where they're going to have, essentially no Tron, because you can already see it on the map. There's no Tron. It's just the ring and the long curved ramp. There's not going to be a stage reveal or anything like that.
Hmm. I do kind of enjoy seeing those stage reveals and all that when WWE does them for WrestleMania.
I
They're
personally
usually
don't. I like to be surprised. I don't see him at all. I like to be surprised when I take a look at it the first time on Saturday night.
I feel like seeing the stage reveal beforehand adds to the excitement level because then you get to see what the stage looks like with huge crowds of people and stuff.